Hi, my name is Gabby and I'm a silly goose, and welcome to Critiquing the Outfits of Dead People. Today I want to talk about an amazing figure throughout history who's inspired so many musicians, so many stylists, so many artists. Janis Joplin. So, a hippie is a member of the counterculture movement that happened throughout the late 1960s into the 1970s. And hippies were against the war in Vietnam and consumerism and a lot of, established social norms. They were quite wild and free, and they wanted peace and love, and they really wanted a very peaceful life. A lot of them experimented with psychedelics, marijuana, LSD, mushrooms, which I do believe really gave birth to a lot of interesting colors, patterns, styles, everything. And one of the most interesting things that came from this artistic explosion, psychedelic rock, and one of the most important figures, Janis Joplin. So Janis was this amazing, powerful singer, and she would say, "I'm a singer." And growing up, she was a folk artist, and she really dove into like psychedelics and rock, and really established herself and built this amazing fame and sound. She spent some time with the Brothers Holding Company and a little bit of time with another band, and then she went solo. And there are so many songs that people know and recognize, and Crybaby, Mercedes-Benz, Me and Bobby McGee. Oh my goodness, I absolutely adore her music. I absolutely adore her and her voice, and she really did have such an amazing impact. So fashion at the time, mod culture was all the rage across the pond, England. And, the birth of the mini skirt, these strong lines, strong color blocking, next to each other, black and white. And it's very interesting because psychedelic patterns sort of move. They're liquid, tie-dye, and these prominent, bright, interesting colors. So it really, so much of their lifestyle and what they built in their art, they really wanted to move away from like these hard lines that still carried on through from the 1950s, which was post-war, late 1940s, 1950s, which was all about like appearances, big layers, poofy, these tight silhouettes, this nuclear family. Every member had their role to play, and they played it. The housewife, the man of the house, and it was quite interesting. With clothing, people either made them or bought really high-end labels, which all sort of like fit this like mold. What I absolutely love about, hippie culture and hippie clothing is that not just that there's these bright colors, but there's also these mismatched pieces. They really were about thrifting and, borrowing your friend's clothing, which I believe in, really. I believe in light theft. And so sort of like these different pieces and styles sort of fit together to build that like boho chic that we sort of know now. And it was absolutely beautiful. Thrifting was such a big thing, which also is an absolutely amazing solution to our big waste problem, clothing waste. So I really do love what sort of came out of that. Janis in particular, she was all over. Her most prominent accessories, I believe, like, yes, bright colors, lots of reds and blues, lacy figures. There was also her most prominent accessories were headpieces, feather boas, fur caps, beads, all over. One time Janis actually got a free fur coat from Southern Comfort because she loved Southern Comfort so much. Like, she was always seen holding a full bottle, and Janis could party and fight with like the rest of them, like even more so. She was powerful individual, and So much of like her style, I do believe, reflected that, because it was just so fun and free and flowy pieces, bell bottoms that all just like, oh, matched her psychedelic Porsche that she had painted. It was absolutely stunning. And like these big figures, and Janis was 100%, you know, a part of like, you know, free the titty movement, no bras, no sir. Which also like sort of like lead into, you know, two other movements I absolutely adore. It was women of color were really embracing their natural hair because they were fighting against, you know, hair straightening equipment, which is so beautiful. And there were also groups of women who were working really hard to appear as androgynous as possible, wearing, you know, masculine pieces, sort of heavy set. Oh, so it was a very interesting time for fashion, and I do believe that it has leaked into so much of what we do today. You know, so many amazing pieces, so many amazing styles, so many amazing ways to function, and yeah. So let's get into it and let's critique some outfits. Loved a hairpiece, you know, a feather boa up top, the round glasses, sort of like tinted, very light, beads, stunning pieces. There are these patterned pieces, so many patterned pieces, and she wears them so well. She wore them insanely well. Oh, beautiful knitted patterns, bright colors, beads. Oh my goodness. You know, people were still fighting against, you know, wearing skirts all the time in work environments and school environments. So it's absolutely stunning. But Janis wore everything, wore both. And that doesn't take away from her power. It only adds to it, because some pieces, they do look soft and flowy. Some pieces look hard and strong. And bell bottoms, for example, really like skirt that line, and it's quite lovely. A cover for me and Bobby McGee. Pinks, reds, purples, so vibrant and bright, gigantic feather boa. Oh, she always wore kitten, like almost always wore kitten heel. You know, just a little bit up. Accessories, layers, flowiness, free. Well, that's it for me. Buy some clothes. Don't buy clothes.